Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 5 best cards at every single position here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Keep in mind, these are not top 5s of attainable cards. Some of these positions literally don't have a single card that I would legitimately consider reasonably attainable. And that is an unfortunate nature of the game that we play right now. But I will be coming again with all these attainable player lists as well here in the very near future. So if this video doesn't apply to you because you're more of a no money spent, low money spent player, that is a completely fine thing, is one thing I do want to clarify and say. So with that being said, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start with the point guard position. And we have 25 different cards on this list. Don't want to have the same card over and over again. So just keep that in mind. So like, for example, an Invincible Wemby's not going to be at power forward and center. Jimmy Butler's going to be our number 5 point guard. 6'7", perfect SIGs, great jumper. He's an invincible card, and he is a great one. But that being said, I don't adore the jump shot, and the point guard position is loaded. So for me, I have him at number 5, whereas Ben Simmons at number 4 doesn't quite have the SIGs Jimmy has, doesn't have as good of a fade, but he's got Garland dribble style, a good escape. He's 6'10", and 2K changed his jumper too, made it really, really good. He is an absolutely elite level card, one of the 2 best 100 overalls in all of my team, in my opinion, alongside Yao Ming. Incredible card, one of the best in the game for sure. Moving on to the number 3 spot, we have another invincible, obviously, in LaMelo Ball. This card is nasty. I think he's basically Jimmy with a better jumper, is how I describe him, because they're both 6'7", but I think his jumper is amazing. This LaMelo card moves so well. He feels so good with the ball in his hands. He's so athletic, and obviously he's got such a nice jumper too. I legitimately think he's one of my favorite invincible cards that I've used. Definitely a lot of fun to use and a very, very good card. LeBron James is going to be number 2. I mean, this probably isn't a huge surprise. 6'9" point guard with invincible SIGs and an incredible jumper. Now, I will say I don't actually think his jumper is as good as LaMelo's, but he's 2 inches taller, and I think that's really valuable in the defensive end of the court, provides a bit more switchability and things of that nature, and I do think he's a really, really good card. So I am very interested in LeBron as well. I think he's great, even if his jumper's not quite as good as LaMelo's. But number 1 is Nikola Jokic. When you have a near 7-footer, 6'11", with perfect SIGs and amazing animations, you're just obviously not going to have a better point guard than that. You know what I mean? He's basically perfect, and he's 6'11". It's like he's basically an inch taller Ben Simmons with a better jumper and better SIGs and just better. He's a ridiculous card, one of the best cards probably in the history of my team, in all honesty, for how good he is and was when he first came out. Moving on to the shooting guard position, not quite as souped up position. We got Paul George at number 5, who is great, but doesn't have the SIGs of the other invincibles, which is the most frustrating thing about him. Still amazing defensively, elite level shooter and shot maker. He's still a great card. There's no doubt about that. At the same time, I do think he's a little bit more, not as spectacular, I guess, than the guys at the point guard position, is what I would say. And like even number 4, Tracy McGrady, amazing card. Francis size up, really good jumper, Kimbo escape. Doesn't have the very best behind the back. His fade isn't ideal. The jumper can be a little bit inconsistent at times, as the Oscar upper seems to be with some cards, but at the end of the day, I still think he's an absolutely great card as well. So he is also another one that feels like a very good choice at number 3 or number 4. Number 3 is going to be Larry Bird, 6'9", with basically perfect SIGs besides De'Aaron dribble style instead of Garland. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally. I think if you use the push cross properly, he's still an absolutely nasty card with an elite level jumper who is a great fade, 6'9", versatile shooting guard. Like, he's an awesome card, you know what I mean? One of the better shooting guards in the game for sure. Big fan of it, Larry. The number 2 option is going to be Dr. J is number 2 for sure. I mean, he's obviously another invincible, right? And another amazing one. He's got those perfect SIGs, the perfect stats and badges. He's an absolutely elite level card, and he's yeah, perfect stats, perfect badges, perfect SIGs. It's going to be one of those pretty much perfect cards, you know what I mean? Especially at 6'7" with an incredible jumper. He's amazing. That being said, he is not as good as Kevin Durant. To be fair, very few cards in all of my team are as good as Kevin Durant is. KD is 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan at shooting guard. Not only is he basically the biggest shooting guard in the game, but he is also probably one of the better overall cards in the game in terms of obviously SIGs, animations, release, all that type of stuff with the perfect stats, perfect badges, all that type of stuff that these cards tend to have. Another nasty option for sure. He's an elite level card at shooting guard. Small forward position. This is probably the least like unbelievably souped of the positions in terms of invincibles and stuff, which is fine. Number 5 is Paulo Banchero, a 6'10" small forward with a nice jumper, good slasher, solid, versatile, well-rounded card. Does a lot of things well. He's good movement wise. I mean, he's a good card, man. He's very good card, and he's got very good completeness at his position. I just think he's great, but he's not going to be a primary ball handler type, and his jumper's not unbelievably spectacular. Speaking of primary ball handlers, Michael Beasley is number 4, one of the only dark matters on these lists, because he's a nasty card. He's got an incredible jumper. He is such a high level versatile slasher, and he just has such a useful skill set, I feel like, as an incredible shot creating, scoring offensive card. Is he perfect? No. Is he not that far off? I would say so. I get the defense isn't like that, but offensively, the jumper kind of covers up what other flaws you might have. Solid behind the back. Jalen Green dribble style gets the job done, and Kimbo Escape as well. I mean, he is so good because of his jumper. I think he's amazing. One of my favorite cards in my team. Number 3, Blake Griffin, not a card you can get anymore. He was only available in the Bracket Busters Festival, but I do think he's one of the more underrated cards that has come out this year, in all honesty, in a lot of ways. Just a really good all-around card who does a lot of things really well at the small forward position. I think Blake is great at number 3. Number 2, Chris Webber. He's basically Blake with a little bit better movement. Probably. I mean, jumper's faster too. It's a little less consistent, maybe. That could be an argument you made if you wanted to put Blake over C-Web, but I really like C-Web. He's a card that I am very strongly considering picking up because I think he's a bit underpriced compared to how good he is at his position compared to most other guys. And if we don't get an elite level small forward this weekend, I might pick up Chris Webber and add him back to my team because I think he's a great card, and I think he's a little bit underrated in all honesty at this point in the game because the jumper can be a tiny bit inconsistent. It's still super fast. He's still 6'10" with incredible defense, incredible slashing, and Curry escaped Darius Garland dribble style. He's still an absolutely nasty card. That being said, the best small forward in this game is not even close. It is obviously Invincible Giannis. He's the biggest small forward on this list. He's got the best animations, the best everything. I mean, he is absolutely the best small forward in the game. I don't even think it's particularly close. Giannis is absolutely unbelievable. Moving on to the power forward position, we have Kristaps Porzingis, 100 overall at the number 5 spot on this list. 7'2" with a very nice jumper, but the movement is not ridiculous. Is that a big deal for a 7'2" guy with a super nice jumper? No, not really. But when you're comparing to the best of the best, that is probably the thing that holds him back just a little bit. Like number 4, Tim Duncan, perfect SIGs, perfect, well, pretty much close to perfect release, I would say. Just only 6'10". Height matters enough to where I would say he actually does deserve to be 6'10", 6'11", whatever he is. He probably does deserve to be down here at number 4, despite having perfect SIGs and perfect animations pretty much, or at least very close to it besides the Francis size up anyway. He's a nasty card though, and he's an incredible 100, but like at this point in the year, like 100 overall Shaq, for example, this card at number 3 makes sense to me. Because he's 7'1", he's got those nasty animations in terms of just how physical he is. He's got Garland dribble style too. He's got an incredible jumper too. I know his SIGs as a whole aren't as complete as Tim Duncan's, but he's 2-3 inches taller, much bigger player build, and I think his animations on the rim are incredible, whereas KP, not quite as dominant as Shaq. I think putting him a little below Tim is fine. Number 2, Wilt Chamberlain, who's literally just a Shaq clone. I find his jumper a little more consistent, doesn't get as many load-ups, but they're basically the same card. They do very similar things. In fact, Wilt doesn't have the same dribble style as Shaq, but I think Wilt is slightly better in most areas, just barely. And I have Wilt at 2, and I think he's amazing. That being said, Shaq gets his revenge again and is number 1 as well. I told y'all I wasn't putting the same card on the list multiple times, but that doesn't mean the same player isn't on the list multiple times. There are 2 Shaqs that are top 5 power forwards in the game, and I do believe his Invincible is the best power forward that you can get right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM, at least out of the guys that have power forward. I will say Wemby would be number 1 on this list too, but I put him at center, so keep that in mind. But Shaq is incredible, and I have him as number 1 on this list. Moving on to the center position, we have ourselves Dark Matter Mark Eaton, one of the few Dark Matters on this list. Again, 7'4", mid-80s speed without a shoe or coach. That can get up into the mid-90s, depending on takeover and stuff like that. And he is 7'4" with a good jump shot and dominant interior ability. Like, he's going to be able to space the floor. He's going to be incredible on the inside. He's got the size to match up with anybody in my team. He's an absolutely nasty card. The same can kind of be said for Wemby. Not as physical as Mark Eaton, but 7'4", really good defensively, amazing jump shot that is obviously pretty much uncontestable. His Opal is still one of the better cards in my team. I've had this card and sold him multiple times, and it wouldn't surprise me if I have him again here in the near future. He is absolutely incredible, but I do personally think Dark Matter Dikembe is better than both of these guys. Dikembe is basically, in my opinion, very, very similar to a 100 overall Wilt, 100 overall Shaq. That's the type of card he is. 7'2", amazing jumper, elite level defender, super versatile, has the speed. He is the best Dark Matter card in the game, in my opinion. I absolutely love this Dikembe Mutombo card. Number 2, Yao Ming, 100 overall. You can't teach 7'6" at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like 7'6" 99 speed is just something that you just cannot effectively match up with at a high level consistently. Even the best cards and the most dominant, biggest cards in the game, guys like Dikembe and Invincible Shaq and Invincible Wimby, etc., all struggle with Yao because he's so big and so fast. He is really, really tough to stop. And that being said, the number 1 card on the list is, of course, Invincible Victor Wembanyama. I do think he's better than Yao because he's just got the better shot creation. Couple inches shorter, yes, is a flaw if you're looking for one, but he's a nasty card. Come on. He's the best in the game. It's a 7'4" to a perfect 6 and an incredible jumper. Like, he's cracked. He's absolutely cracked. He's one of the best cards in my team history. And there you go. The interesting thing about this list is when you look at this list for attainable cards, you have none. 1, maybe 2, debatably, if you think Larry's price is somewhat attainable, less than $1 million in T. 1, maybe 2 more-ish, kind of. Not really, though. I mean, out of definitely attainable cards, you have Paul George, Michael Beasley, Tim Duncan was, and then Dikembe, Wemby, and Eaton. It's like 5 out of the 25 cards that I would consider attainable cards. Maybe a couple more if you're stretching the definition, but not the best thing for the game, in my personal opinion, that is the case. With that being said, these are my top 5 positional lists right now. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.